Hello, my name is John.
And I'm Nikki, and we are the bosses next door.
Sometimes we are. All the time we are, I guess, maybe.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about receipts, regrets, and red flags, our worst purchases.
Well, I always got receipts.
We were talking about this like before we started, like going over all this stuff. She's like, do you have anything? I'm like, oh, I have a list.
I'm going to forget my list because I don't make bad purchases.
Oh,
just kidding.
Yeah. Okay, do you have one?
Yeah, I have one if we want to jump right into it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we purchased software. Was it a 2-year contract?
3-year contract.
Dang those freaking contracts. I'll tell you what. So yeah, we purchased HR software basically to be able to keep track of our performance reviews and things like that. Dual purpose for both companies at the time. One company we were using it, the other company we weren't. It was real hard to get people on board. So we found though, it didn't integrate the way that we thought it would, and it didn't work as well as we would have liked. So we ended up not using it after about a year, and we're almost out of contract now. We're not getting it again.
No. And I think it's kind of funny. Like, you think certain things will work, and then you get it, and it's like, damn it. Or they say, oh yeah, we can like do this or that with it, and you get there, and it doesn't really work.
Or you don't tap into that portion of it in your free trial. So you've already free trial. This is how they get you. And then you put all this data in there, and now you're like, okay, I don't want to like just leave. I've already invested time.
Yeah.
Right? And so then fast forward, it works, but what about this? Well, now we want to do this. Well, we're not set up to do that, or we don't have that functionality. And it's like stuff we didn't necessarily think about in the beginning that would have totally helped us propel forward, but it was not an option.
Well, that's the lesson you'll learn too as you grow, right? Like what you needed now is not what you're going to need later.
Right.
And like we had a habit of buying stuff we need for right now, which didn't really take us to the next level.
And I don't think we were crazy with it because we really think through some stuff before we purchase it.
Yeah.
And do we really, really need it? And yeah, we thought we did. And then, we got some use out of it. But by the end, it was like, dude, just can we get out of this contract?
Yeah. One I can think of right now is Y Bravos. We bought all these Y Bravo mowers that were supposed to be fantastic. And all of a sudden, like the EPA or whatever out of California shuts them down because they don't meet emissions. Now you can't get
California.
Yeah, you can't get parts here. You can't get. So we have all these mowers that were like, so we get one, we're fixing the rest of them, and it's like, damn it.
Yeah, but where did that come from? Honda did what?
Honda decided to stop making them. So all of our trucks are trailerless. Mm-hmm. We have all of our mowers go in a certain compartment, a certain way. We can hold 2 mowers on each truck. All 21-inch mowers.
Well, you specifically built the box to fit
Honda goddamn mowers.
The mower perfectly.
Because who thought Honda would stop making freaking mowers? And so we have all these trucks that are built the same way. So we're like, dang it, man. So we went and bought like a bunch of Hondas, and then those are starting to get old, right? And they're getting harder and harder to get. You can't get them anymore. It's hard to get parts.
Right. They don't even make the one we got, the commercial one.
No. And so then we went and got these. We thought, oh, man, why Bravo's like, hey, these are the next ones are coming in. They're great. We test them. Everybody's like, oh, okay, these are great. They're a little bit bigger. They're actually, the handle's a little bit taller, so all the handles got bent because you had to get them to fit.
But you said something really key there. You let the team try them out before we made the purchase. So everybody got to kind of like feel it out, see if they liked it.
Yep.
And the mowers were good.
And they were good. And then we talked to the vendors, and the vendors like, yeah, we're going to have no problem getting these. We've been reassured. Womp womp. So then we're currently on the hunt for the next mower. And it's like, do we go and justify spending $2,200 per mower? When Honda's commercial mowers, because we're buying enough of them, we're at like $1,000 or $1,100, I think, right? So double the price of the mowers. It's like, gosh, dang, man. So working on that.
What's left? I mean, there's not a lot of choices left.
No, there's some other stuff out there that's like coming up, but it's like, yeah.
Stuff that's not heavy duty.
No. So they got to figure that out. Or another bad purchase, we went and started buying some Isuzus out of the auctions, which sound fantastic. Because the deals were pretty good, but we've had one that was not what it claimed to be. It got here. We have another one that it took a lot of work to get up and running because they're like, oh, it's passed all these tests, it's blah, blah, blah. Like, it's good. It's roadworthy, ready to go. You didn't know it wasn't. And then I think we got another one that was like we're having all kinds of issues with. So now we're like in the middle of like potentially changing out all of our Zuzus for like those other vehicles that I found. But it's just like, man.
Which may be a good thing, but it's super expensive to change the fleet. Like, I know we would do it piece by piece, but still, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
That'd be a big 26 hit for next year.
Man.
Oh,
so
no.
we have all these things, right? And you're just like, gosh, dang. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff. We've had some software we use that there's a software that we currently use that I won't name the name, but very frustrated with it because they grew too fast and they're not taking care of the customers they have. And it's not like you're waiting a couple days for them to respond. You're waiting 2-3 weeks and they still don't respond. And it's just, that part is very, very frustrating. So, I think
that's like a specialty software for like a one-off thing that we're trying to do. And now we can't even really do it because they can't keep up with the demand.
We have all the pieces in our place built ready for it and it can't even be done. So like there's those kind of things that are frustrating, right? But we have our own software, right? That we built, that we bought into. Nikki and I own 50% of it. And it's a CRM system. And it's the same thing. We are trying, like right now we're beta testing in our own company. There's companies that already use it. It's not that there's nobody using it. We have some big companies using it. But we're trying to make it better. But it's like we want to make sure that we don't run into those problems.
Right.
I'd rather tell somebody no.
We're not ready before we get people in that we can't keep up with.
So maybe it's a good lesson.
I mean, maybe, but we wouldn't have done that anyway.
Yeah. And then bad purchases too, or red flags, is we've hired some people you're like, just should never have done it. And you're like...
And those are actually purchases too, because when you hire people that are supposed to do a job, right, it's still a financial commitment.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll categorize it in purchases today.
Okay. Yeah, that's expensive.
I mean, and some people say they can do the right thing, and literally we hire and fire by our core values. Do the right thing, embrace the suck, and be people-driven. If you can't do those, you can't work here, and if you can't keep doing them, you can't stay. So that's just kind of how we roll with that. But people that who sold us and were able to do, or at least mesh with the culture and be... No, I can't even say that. There are certain people who sold us on what they could do, then they didn't mesh, constantly bumped heads with people, and couldn't do what I asked to do right multiple times.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just happens. So it's a lesson we've learned, and we take a minute when we're vetting people to come in here and be part of the team.
It is interesting, right? I think like staff that's inside, I think we've paid higher than we've ever paid before.
At this point.
But it shows, right?
Right.
And so that part works out. But it's like those learning lessons that we've had to go through has been tough. I think that, software wise that we were like really like fighting on was Service Autopilot in the very beginning. Like we were not on the same page. It was like $60 a month. We're like, I don't know if we can do it. But we were barely making it. So, but I think how much easier that made our life.
Right.
And so that was great, and that's led us into like other amazing things. So I think about that kind of stuff. I think that like the software that we have for Call Boss is amazing, and it's done a lot of good things for us. But what's interesting, as we grow into it, we realize like, oh, well, it's great, but like there's other things that we really need to do, or do we really need all the bells and whistles it currently has?
Yes, because like when we started with it, we started at a lower tier, right? Lower service level.
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, well, we need to do this, this, and this. They're like, you have to bump. Okay, great. So we bumped. And at some point, we've bumped again now. So we're on one of the higher tiers for that software. But it's a chunk of change. And they also want a 3-year commitment. And so it's like, we're at renewal time. Do we keep it? Do we renew it? I don't know if we want to start over. Do we want to find something better? I don't know. Do things look better and then they turn out not to be better?
Yeah.
I don't know what I want to do with it, but I have to figure it out within the next like couple months. So.
Yeah, we will. We always figure it out.
I know.
But those are some of the things, right? So
that's
like,
kind of a red flag. It's not a regret because we definitely need it. We got receipts, but it's kind of a red flag.
That's interesting. I think another big one like that we were hesitant on is the building we're in now.
For sure.
I think what's interesting, this is something to take with you. Like the environment that you work out of plays a bigger role than I realized. How about that?
Yeah, we were just doing what we could afford. And for us, we were like, it's fine. It's great. We have a place.
Yeah.
At the last one.
Yeah. But looking back at it, dude.
Would I have worked there? I don't know. Like coming as an employee, like, hello, I'm here for an interview. I don't know if I'd have worked there.
I don't know if I would have either.
Mobile construction trailer, lots of dirt. And that's it. We had a potty. So that was nice.
That was an upgrade, literally. But we moved this big building, 6,000 square foot building. There's more room than we've ever had. There's shop space. We actually have a warehouse back there now for like irrigation and all the other things. And that
painted really nice. Like there's a lot of really nice things about this building. We did a lot of really nice things to make it even better.
Right.
It's awesome.
But like the price make you choke.
Yeah.
Right?
Every month.
Every month. But what it's crazy is like what it forced us to do. And then but I think that was the one we were nervous on. Mm-hmm. We know we needed to do something different. We did. We took the chance. We did it. What I think is amazing to me is it showed the people who didn't belong here anymore.
And it took a little while because everybody was hype in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody put on the good face and the I'm going to work hard and I'm going to do the things. And everybody started out that way.
Yeah.
And then we're coming up, we just passed our year. It was in November. So now a year and our inside staff has changed completely.
Everybody.
Except for like one person.
Yeah, and they got promoted up through the ranks, which is kind of amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Kudos to him.
Yeah, but it's interesting to rethink it all. Like you get here, it's the way because you were at the other building. You take a big chance. We took a big chance on ourselves because we're bringing 2 companies over, and it just was like, man, like everything has to like go right, and then like. But what did we do in a year? We dropped our COGS by 10%. We did a lot of stuff to make the business even better, and it needs to be better, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that part, was like oh my God, do we do it? And then we did it, and I think overall it was amazing.
We didn't have a choice. We had to move somewhere, and I don't know if we would have found as good of a space for the price that we're paying. Granted, I bitch about driving 30 minutes every day in traffic, but... Right. Aside from that, because I was spoiled, what's a 10-minute drive? Like, I was
literally.
Very spoiled. So 30 minutes is not bad in the big picture, but
right.
Yeah, it was worth it. And we're finding a better caliber of employee by having this building.
Well, geographically, right? You were in an area that we tie off like a couple, 2 to 3 major freeways that go right by here. Mm-hmm. So it's like real quick to get people from these, like where they would live. And that part's been pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a big purchase that we were scared of.
I was going to say, is there one thing you were scared of that we purchased, but it turned out to be a game changer? It's the building.
The building,
is there anything else that we...
I think super for me, and that's not... it's tied to business, but it's because it was literally life-changing.
For sure.
It changed my life in a positive manner, and like I was way healthier because of it, and I think the business runs better because of it.
I was going to say action figure, but it's okay.
It's pretty cool when your wife calls you an action figure. But I think that's probably a big one. The regret ones, I think, are just, I just almost chalk it up to learning lessons along the way.
They're all learning lessons, because the one that comes to mind for me is insurance. People say they're shopping for you, and I have a great price, and then you actually shop it, and you're like, holy crap. I'm going to save a couple grand a month.
$32,000 a year.
A year, yeah, on that one thing. And it's like, again, you think people have your best interest, you form relationships, and maybe it was an oversight, maybe not, but at some point it's like we have to reduce costs also to be more profitable, right? And so we don't want to just be spending to spend.
Yeah, I think to add to that, I think it's almost smart for us to start shopping every year.
And people have suggested that you should shop every year. And it's like you just get busy and things happen. But now that we have more people in place, we can delegate that task and someone can shop it every year. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great.
I think the paying for traction in the beginning was super hard. And it was like like, oh my God, how are we going to make this payment again?
That one was really hard. Okay, so if you don't know, traction is like the EOS model, and there's people designated that can teach that. And we worked with Jeremy, who's fantastic, but it was expensive. And we were ready, but we weren't ready because they would delegate homework to us to be able to do. And like, I would just sit there and be like, I don't even know if I'm answering all the questions that they want us to answer.
Right.
It was so hard to wrap our head around that at that time. And yeah, it probably was a little too advanced for us then.
But do you think it helped us out?
Yeah, it definitely helped us structure meetings so we know how to run our meetings now and keep them on track and move forward.
Yeah.
There are other pieces to it that we still do without a facilitator. Like, you know, we do our, I do the all company meeting, and then we do our focus day.
Yep.
So we did learn a lot there. It's expensive too. All of it's expensive.
Everything's expensive.
All the trainings, all the classes, all the workshops, all the conferences.
But they'll pay for themselves, like,
right.
time and time again if you get the right ones. Fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they pay for themselves over and over and over. Like, we went to Alex Mosey's roundtable for Call Boss. And even sitting in that, I was like, wow, man, there's like steps to it. And like, how do we do this? And how do we process? I think about those 2 or 3 days like a lot. Because it was just such an interesting like process, and they're just very fast moving.
It wasn't even just the things that we learned at that event. It was like the way the event was run and the people we got to meet.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing was amazing.
Yeah.
And then coming back and trying to implement some of that strategy into like our marketing and things is just hard.
Yeah.
And time consuming, but it's going to work. It's going to pan out. Like, it's all going to work.
Well, I cannot wait to get our businesses big enough to where we can hire a marketing like person
In-house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, having a marketing team would be fantastic.
That would be a big purchase.
That would be a very big purchase. But it would also allow us to, like, you could really dive into the brand. You could really dive into like really like granular. So another thing I think is like a big purchase that you get kind of nervous on. We do shop tours. We've done tons of shop tours. Haven't done any in the last couple of years. But one of the last ones we did was at, California. What is it?
In California? Plantscapers?
Yeah, Plantscapers. And it's totally different, right? We're used to everything on the outside. They do everything inside. Like, it was really, really interesting. And actually, like, I haven't even talked to Nikki, but we have to fly out there on the 13th of this month. And I actually would like to reach out to them and just see if we can stop by. They were amazing people. But
we just stop by and bring goodies to their team.
We could do that too.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing is like really, really interesting because I think, they had a different perspective on it, right? Like a totally different perspective. And those shop tours are not cheap, right? You go flights, hotel, maybe your dinners are covered or whatever, but like, or not, right? And you're out doing your thing. But they can add up really fast. But I think like seeing how they operate and a different, it's landscaping, but inside, and seeing how they operate versus we operate, like it brings a lot of insight to what you're doing. And their son works for a big company. He's the marketing director.
I think so, yes.
Yeah. And so they were talking about their ads. They're so refined on what they do. They know for every dollar they bring in, they produce basically $10, I think is what it was. And their budget was like $10 million a year. And I was like, oh my God, right? But it was incredible because there's this different level of like, I would have never experienced that conversation, that person talking about marketing. And that stuff is stuck in my mind. That's been a couple years now that we've been there. But it's like, we need to get to that level. Because then like that lever that we can pull with a team like that could be amazing.
So marketing in-house is the next goal.
It is a goal.
It's not a goal?
It is a goal.
Okay. Yeah.
But like, how big do you have to be, and what are the things you have to do, right?
I don't know.
So anyway,
find out. We will look into it and figure it out.
Right. I think one of the big ones, another one that I really struggled with was pay performance. I think pay performance has worked really, really well for us. There's some tweaks, but we've been running this our second year. And I think it's been awesome to see people make more money. Regrets is letting people come back that have worked for us because they're like, oh man, they're such a great guy, or they're a hard worker, or I really need somebody. But you shouldn't let them back.
We're not doing that too much these days.
No, but we did used to.
No, I know. We used to, everybody had a soft spot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not anymore. I mean, business makes you a little harder, so.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it does it can make you harder, right?
Well, you don't want to bring back headaches. So if people are headaches and they go, they're gone for a reason.
Yeah.
So, no.
Yeah.
No regrets there.
Hey. So I think there's that. Do you have any that you can think of?
No, I think I said all mine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think like big ones for me is like taking on jobs we know we never should have taken on.
I don't even know if that's a you. That sometimes is from sales, and we're like, what?
Oh,
we're going to do what?
Well, lately, yes. But in the beginning, like we go, oh, I could do that full-blown install, blah, 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 blah.
That didn't last long because I was like, no, stick with what
I
we're
hated
good
that.
at.
I hated it. But I would go do it because I'm chasing the money, and that was the wrong thing to be chasing. You got to chase money. Like, you got to make money, but
Right.
you got to be careful and stick in your wheelhouse.
Because you don't want to do anything that doesn't turn out well that people can then say, Little John's is not,
Yeah.
We never do that. Nobody does bad work intentionally. So.
No. And that's the other thing. I think that, like, some of the bad decisions, we used to do everything. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I need this. Okay, yep, we'll get it done, right? But once we hone down what we did and what we're good at, and anybody knows the Colby score, I'm like a high quick start. I'm like an 8 in quick start. So, like, to be able to, like, force myself to squeeze down and just do the certain services really good at has been super helpful.
For sure.
Yeah.
I like it. It made things easier on our end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting. We have a lot of residential, and that new people work for us. Like, can we just go to commercial, small commercial? Because
you haven't even been in it long enough yet.
Yeah.
To be tired of it.
No, but because I get it. Like, residential can be tough.
It is because everybody's a CEO.
Yeah.
Some people are really chill and laid back, and as long as it looks good, they're happy. I kind of sit in that arena. But some with their landscape are over the top.
Yeah. Just not our ideal customer.
No.
Anything else you can think of?
No, I mean, we don't have too many red flags and regrets. We're pretty strategic in what we purchase and when we spend our money. No, and we talk it all together. Like, we talk through it together to make sure it's a good purchase.
Yeah.
So I think we're pretty good.
Yeah, we don't live lavish, right? Like, that's not kind of our goal.
Not yet.
Yeah, you talk about leveling up. Just kidding. Yeah, I think there's goals. Like, there's things we want. There's a reason why we put long days in.
Yeah.
Because it's like we're working for a goal. And I think it's interesting on a total side note. I think it's interesting when people are like, I'm not in business to make money. I'm here to help people. No, I mean, I think you're there to make money, right? And you're there to...
Everyone is. You got to live. So I think in doing an exercise like this, it's really good to be able to go and reflect back on who we were and what we were doing then versus who we are now and what we're doing now.
And the growth that you had.
Yeah, and the identity shift.
The identity shift, yeah, because I'm way more serious and structured than I was then, for sure.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just more goals and achieving those goals. But then also, like, there's so much fun stuff I want to do personally that we wouldn't have been able to do it remotely back then. Like, now we're on such another level, not just like mind, body, spirit, like everything's on another level, right? I'm trying to like level up, consistently level up. And so I think now is a good time for us, with our businesses being where they are and where they're going to go next.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I do notice you're starting to level yourself up. I think it's interesting because like mine is more like goal oriented as far as like the business goes, like Little John's, Call Boston, and the other CRM. It's really like trying to figure out like, okay, if I can get it here and it can do this, all right, cool. What does that look like? If I get it here and can do this, what does that look like? I think taking on multiple businesses at the same time is not the best approach by any means.
Yeah.
But I also think that it is what it is at this point, and they all tie together, and we'll all see that later on. But it's very, very interesting to kind of go through that, because before, I think, like to your point, back then it was like, oh, we get the business to this size, it'd be great. Well, tripled, quadrupled, whatever those were, right? Those numbers. But it's like, okay, the top line's cool, but like we need to make sure that bottom line, that net profit margin is like where it needs to be, because then we can really make things move, right? We can really get things rolling. So I think being very honest that way is key to like helping us be successful.
And having the 3 different businesses that we have, like the key to that is they all play a part together.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't just be like, we're going to open a restaurant and have a landscape company and then do this. Like, that's not the plan. These all go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand. It's just figuring out how to run them as not as one entity, but like how can I manage them as one? Does that make sense? Like, how do you have a management group or whatever that looks like that can go and just make sure like, okay, these are hitting like they are, this one's not. Let's work on the marketing over here. Like, those are the things I'm trying to like in my mind figure out. Like Little John's is getting close. Like, it's really getting close to, I think it's not going to need our hands on it all the time. It's really, really close. Call Boss is like probably a really good season or 2 to be there. The other one is like going to be full hands on deck.
For a while.
For a minute, yeah.
Yeah. But we're getting there.
We're getting there, right? But who would have thought?
Oh, I know.
Who would have thought we could have done it once, get a company, that size, but now we're on the doorstep of making a second company hit that, right? And then the third one should blow the doors off of everything. And be the representation. Like, this is how it all works. Like, that part's exciting, and it's a little crazy to have conversations with people who are like, man, how'd you do this? Or how'd you do that? And I'm thinking about, why are you asking me? Like, though we've been living and breathing it forever.
Yeah. So, but we appreciate you being here for this episode, and we look forward to speaking with you on the next one.
See you on the next one. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.